Hi everybody, it's Diane from Tattered I Just Designed with Take Two. I already started this one and I bumped the camera and it went crazy, so I stopped it. So, begin again. I'm back with the book. I'm skipping over typography prompt, but if you want to do it, there it is. So the next one is Secret Message, and when I first looked at it, I thought, well, that doesn't really interest me. You're supposed to, in an abstract way, you know, spell out a word, or what does it say? Pick a name, word, phrase, song title, and then in a pleasing font, and then make an abstract collage out of it. But this is for the title's for E.E. Cummings, so that made me think of Buster Keaton, BK. So I went, okay, I'll do that. That's cool. So I have a bigger board here. I'm going to make more of a bigger collage. So I got his initials out of a magazine. I have this picture I printed off the internet. It's a very young Buster, a very poor quality photo, but I like it. And then in looking for other things to put with this, I came across an order blank in a catalog, and I thought, well, I kind of like the grid stuff, and that just made a little, bell go off in my brain that, yeah, I already ripped this in the previous attempt at this video. This was supposedly Buster's date book from 1914. Which he would have been a very young man. He was born in 1895. So nobody could figure out what it is, which I think is very intriguing. I've looked at it myself and I can't come up with anything. There are a few repeated sequences there. There are very few nines. I don't know. But anyway, Secret Message. Nobody knows what it is. I just thought that was kind of cool. So we're making a collage. I'm not necessarily doing what he did, totally abstract, because I have a picture there, but I'm making a collage kind of with his prompts. So here we are. And other than this, I don't know, because if you notice his, very abstract with the background there, not much at all. I could go that route. I could, you know what, let me grab a painty paper here that I made just to see. Here somewhere, if I want that type of a background. Now, I don't think I would go this colorful, but a little bit of it would be okay. Maybe I could even tear some I already made. Here, just a minute. I mean, after all, that was the whole point of doing this. So, but I think these are going to be too colorful. Yeah, I should probably do a session where I make some that are more, whites and blacks and grays and neutrals. But this area is kind of interesting. Well, that's what they're here for. Let's try it. If I don't like it, I'll just save it for something else. I was even thinking having Buster down. This is more neutral. Kind of getting there. I'm thinking though, maybe I should do a very subtle background with text and knock it down with gesso, which I often do. It's hardly new for me, but let's see. Grab a magazine. Back here. There's a magazine in this house when you need one, right? Which I suppose you don't have to watch me do that. But I was going to pick, by the way, Linda's messed up mess. I'm sorry. I'll run your title across. She was pulling magazine pages and did now I'm not gonna be able to find it. I just saw it. Mentioned a Listerine ad because of the color and the shapes. There it is. See, I proved it. I used it. There we go. I commented on her video. I used that in a collage. Hi Linda. Well, I want a lot of text. This isn't giving me text. There's some. I should probably get an AD, shouldn't I? Well, here's some. That I am not going to miss out of this magazine. Alright, well, you know what? You guys don't have to watch this. All I'm going to do is pull text that's not too interesting, lay it over, and then gesso it down, and then I'll come back. Okay, I've got a background. I've got kind of an arrangement here. I took a little snippet of my paper. It's okay. You know, actually, that's fine. But I thought I could do something, and I kind of thought of these, you know, spools I stamp with, of getting that. But then it just happened to catch my eye, one of my papers I still have sitting over there. And I thought, well, those are there. What if I try to punch them out? I don't know. Let's just try with one of them and see what happens. Actually, it's kind of fun. All right, let's try another one. I'm not going to be able to get the punch in there. Another one? Maybe we need another one out of a different color. But what color? I don't know. I don't know. I thought maybe a yellow, because that's the only yellow thing. Well, alright, let's try that. Except it's kind of gold. It's not really yellow. And then if I don't like it, big deal. I'll put it on something else. Yeah, that's actually, I think that's pretty good. Well, I guess I'll glue. So I guess I came on here for not a whole lot of reason. Nah. Alright, I'll pause again and glue. Hang on. Okay, it's mostly down. This is not. I didn't get this placed exactly right. This is way too long, so I have to do something about that. And I did remove a little bit of what would have been under from these two papers because I didn't want them to show through, because this is thin typing or printer paper. Yeah, get with the century, Diane. So I had this, you know, left. So I thought, well, could we conceal that corner with this in some way? That's okay. I can live with that. And then I wasn't sure where I wanted to place this now. So I think I want to do something about this before I glue these down. So this is very distracting. It either needs paint or, you know, another strip over it or something. So let's try a strip first. Well, I don't know if I like this one, but let's just try this one. This is from whence it came. Well, that's definitely better. Is that enough? Might be. All right, let me tear this end. Oh, and it's nice weather out there. I hear sandhill cranes and neighbors laughing, so it's pretty good, huh? Okay. I think, though, So this is too severe. I like this stuff here, but I still want a more lighter edge, feathered edge, torn edge. Are you following me on that? Well, I want a little of this because of this color here. I might not like it. I don't know. We'll see. That was more like that. It won't lay flat. I can't tell. I think it's okay. I think that's a little wide. Let's take some off this side. All right, let's glue this down. And I need to stop fooling around with these collage exercises and finish a journal. I have the barest, you know, of just the beginning of a cover, and that's it. And I keep putting off working on it. I don't know. For me, this kind of stuff is a lot more fun than making a journal. I like doing it, but it is a little more like work to me. Okay. And I did not mention a size on this at all, which, you know, you could probably tell by my hands, right? All right, I'm lining that paint line up. I like that. It's about 9 by 8. All right, let me hold it up for a second. Well, it's cool. I think, you know, it should probably come in when I trim it. Let's see. Yeah, so is that adequate? Do we need a little something in this area because now we've got these two things? Well, there was this part of his date book that I didn't use. I don't know. Or more colors or paint. That's better, with the exception of this. Well, let's ink this up and then think about it, because I don't know. Maybe this edge should be torn. Well, it does reach across, but then is this a little strange? I don't know, for some reason I don't like it up on the picture. Well, I could put another circle in. Alright, let's see. What about a color though? Maybe something kind of neutral. Excuse me. too neutral. We have an in-between. All right, what about that? Well, do we hear a big nothingness except for the sandhill cranes outside? Because I'm not sure. It's okay. Well, let me glue this down. And I'm also wondering if I need to tone that down. Think about that while I'm gluing. Okay. Well, it doesn't have to be a circle. I don't know. I think this one is almost, like I said, too neutral compared to the others. All right, I don't like that one. I'm going to try one more, and then we're going to forget about the circles thing because... Okay, what about... I have an idea. What about half a circle up against the picture? Or 2/3, because that's how I cut it. Is that better? Yes, that's better. Okay, I'm going to glue that in. Yeah, these are, you may have not seen that video. It's a grocery bag. It's a little thick. They take a little more holding down sometimes than just paper. Thinner paper, I should say. Well, okay, that's kind of fun. I think I'm going to tone this down just a little. And then you know what I think? I think we need a little orange paint up here. Which, of course, I do not have at the ready. And I'm just going to even use my finger. Yeah, I noticed the next prompt is adding paint to a collage in this manner with your fingers, which I often do. And I thought, oh, I didn't know I was doing it. Recognize technique. How impressive, Diane. All right, let me hold it up. I like that, but yeah, I think I want a little orange over here. Okay, I'm gonna wash my tools here and come back with some orange. Just a minute. Okay, here we are. I grabbed pink and yellow just to be on the safe side too. So we'll see. Get away there. And what I want it really to do, I have no idea. Just be a color is kind of what I want it to do. Not too much. No, I don't think so. I think it's okay. All right. I want a little pink. Of course, I didn't get water. Forgive me. I'm very tired. I've been sleeping well lately, and last night I stayed up late, and most of you know probably how that goes. All right, let me hold it up. yeah, it's okay. I don't know. I guess when you're tired, it's hard to make artistic decisions, huh? Maybe this needs a little darkening with something that, like, I didn't bring up, right? Or just kind of ink in there. What do you think? It's better. What do you think? Let me hold it up. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to let that dry and then come back, and either we'll be done or maybe I'll discuss a border or something, but I can't do it with wet paint, so hang on. Okay, I didn't do anything else. Paint's fairly dry over here. That just was a little wet. But I do think it could use a little dark in this area because of this and this and this. I thought of spattering, which would be probably pretty good. But I also thought, well, what about just a marker? Kind of sketchy. It would kind of maybe look like paint. You know, even that could be adequate. Just a little. And really, that, I think that kind of does it. I mean, just a little. One thing about markers, you know, with paint, you could go, oh, marker, you cannot do that, obviously. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, I think I'm done. So here is secret message prompt number 13, which I use more of a jumping off point. I didn't really, do what he said about making it abstract. But we don't know what Buster's code is, so it's kind of a secret message in there. Okay, well, thanks for joining me, folks, and have a nice day out there.